So before we start this episode, we just wanted to let you know that we have a discount code.
Discount
for moscato.life. That's the website. The Instagram is thisismoscato.life. They provide
Moscato services.
Moscato services. So yeah, you get 25% off with our discount code, which is
2G1D.
2G1D. T for top two, not two. G for G's people silence like lasagna.
And 1 for let one nigga try me.
And D for can you do a split on a D?
Hey.
Yeah, that's our discount code 2G1D.
Yeah.
Moscato.life for 25% off up until the 30th of November.
Yeah, and guys, this applies also if you have the 20% new joiner discount. So yeah.
Oh, so discounts on discounts.
Discount upon discount, baby.
Discount upon discount, baby.
Yeah, see how we do. We so good to y'all.
All right, guys, back to the show.
Clink, clink, bitch.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's your girl, 4N.
And we are back with another episode. Today we are drinking Bartonera. Do you remember last episode, last week, we had the can version, right? They can't see you nodding.
Oh, yes.
Today we are also having the can version because it comes...
That's why it was really weird. I was so confused. Like, what is she saying? Because we're drinking the same thing.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is because it comes in pack of 4, right?
Oh.
So you don't always have to have it at the same time. You
Yeah.
know, you can be wise and use your units correctly.
There's more bang for your buck.
More bang for your buck. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are we doing today, babes?
We are doing rent for sex.
Rent for
Or is it sex? I always get it mixed
It's
up.
rent for sex because it
sex.
should be sex for rent. But to be honest, no, rent for sex because I'm paying your rent.
For
you're
the
paying
sex.
You're paying for rent with sex. You're paying the rent.
I give you a place to sleep. You bust it wide
You sleep
open.
with me, yeah.
Or we could go that way.
I'm
That's
a
right.
wordsmith, babes. Come on.
But yeah, we are doing Rent for Sex, which essentially is a documentary about people who exchange homes for sexual favours and sex. Yeah.
Yep. Basically, the end of the episode.
Oh, yeah, guys, thanks for coming.
You can catch us on.
Okay, so guys, we open up this documentary with Ellie. I think her surname was Flynn.
Yeah, Ellie Flynn.
Ellie Flynn. Oh God, I'm gonna get so much flack for this, but I really don't like the surname Flynn.
Flynn. Why?
It's just like,
Where's that from?
I think it's Irish.
Irish.
It's like
I love the Irish accent so much. Like I actually love the Irish accent so much.
I can't really
Like both of them. You know how there's like
Paddy McGuinness.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt it because I live like 2 of my neighbours are Irish.
Yeah.
You know it. The
Yeah.
nice ones and the shit ones.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The crazies. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. So we meet Ellie Flynn and she is reading room adverts. So we don't know what site she's on, but she's going through these sites and we see like on screen. I really like it when they do this.
Yeah, this is the bit that I used for the trailer.
Yeah. I like when they have the pop-ups of the different like things that she's reading and I guess it's like a compilation as well. And then her.
Do you know now? Sorry, can I just say this? Yeah.
Porn.
Every time someone says someone said that to me at work today, and I just thought porn, and it's because of you. Because never not once before.
Compilation.
No, but never not once ever before did someone say compilation, and I think porn.
Type in compilation. I would be happy to do it for you now. And I'm going to do it on private because I don't want... Oh, my airplane settings are on. But do it in your own time, guys. If you type in compilation, you'll see compilation of blowjobs, of blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, before... the only point that I'm making is that before...
You were innocent.
I could hear that word and not think of porn. And now
Yes,
whenever not only do I think of porn, I think of you saying that it's porn.
I've ruined you.
You have. You have.
But yes, there's a compilation of her reading these adverts and they're all kind of saying things like, oh, accommodation in exchange for blowjobs. There's a lot of anal going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they put that in there because people
shows that,
automatically think that like, oh yeah, young girls are getting exploited.
Yeah,
it's
but
like men can also be exploited for the same thing.
Some guy specifically wanted a bi guy. There was a guy that said, I come really quickly.
Yes, it
so
won't
don't
last
worry,
long.
it won't last long. And I was like, what a thing to be, what a selling point. You know what, this is what they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Like, he's obviously spun a very touchy and sensitive and not really positive thing. I mean, erectile dysfunction is what it is.
No, but it's not dysfunction because it can get hard, it just can't stay hard. It's not erectile
I thought it was
dysfunction,
under the umbrella.
Oh, is it like I thought it was just you just couldn't get hard.
No, I think like not
like-
lasting
there's like-
long is part because it
right.
is dysfunctioning the erection because you quickly and then
It's
it's
now
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
It's
Correct me
all
if I'm
gone.
wrong.
What's all gone? Touch and Fresh is all gone. It's empty. Do you remember that advert?
No.
Just me then.
But yeah. So, yeah, Ellie, who gives me Stacey Dooley. I don't know if I just think that because she's a white girl.
You love Stacey Dooley. You love Stacey Dooley.
Do you know what? I don't actually like Stacey Dooley, but I really love her documentaries, and there's something about the way she does them that I like. I guess it's because, do you know what I guess it is? She does a lot of American documentaries, and she's quite Cockney. So I think it's the contrast of the Cockney and the American, and she's not just Cockney, like she doesn't change her Cockney approach.
She is unapologetically
Cockney, literally. Right. And I think it's always the contrast of like, and sometimes especially when she does like Black American documentaries, like she's this white Cockney ginger girl, and then there's these like really like, it's just funny, but yeah. But she gives me Stacey Dooley vibes. Do you see it?
Do you know what? I'm yet to watch a Stacey Dooley documentary. And I know that
God.
Do you know what, guys? Basically, let me just give you some backstory. I was supposed to watch one because we were going to do one, but then we like rearranged the orders and stuff. And so I should have by now watched it. And so I haven't. And so now this has forced me to confess that I am yet to watch the documentary.
But I told you to watch the one about the Asian people, the Asian guys.
Yeah, you did. And I will. Can you send it to me again? Because I don't actually remember which
fake.
one.
Okay.
So to answer your question, I don't know.
Anyways, I don't know if she's Stacey Dooley vibes or if she's like seen enough Stacey Dooley documentaries that she's based her own documentary.
But Stacey Dooley's Channel 4, right?
No, she's
Is she
everywhere.
BBC?
I mean, she's everywhere now, but
okay.
yeah, she's.
Well, maybe that's the blueprint.
Yeah, it probably is. So, Ellie decides that she wants to speak to some of these guys because obviously investigative journalism.
Yeah, of course, as you do.
As you do. So she creates a fake profile to reach out to some of the men in these adverts in hopes that she can meet them. And all the adverts immediately want like pictures, full body, this, that, and it just tells you the nature of.
But then the ads also tell you the nature, and so now that you've inquired, they're thinking, oh, this is someone who's on it, and so therefore I want to see. It just, you know what makes me laugh here is that like they're being picky as well. Do you get me? It's like I'm like, what?
Like, yeah,
so you can reject me. What?
And if you see, anyways, we'll get into that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I saw the way you sipped that thing.
Bitch.
And she just dropped it and I was like, is she gonna, okay, let me just not say anything.
What did you think I didn't notice? That
I thought you didn't.
It was very cold.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So you must have felt it because it was cold.
It was chills. I have 2 seconds from hard nips here, please. So yeah, she creates this fake profile and she wants to meet these guys and they all want pictures. So she puts on this wig.
Oh, the wig is such a shit
wig.
wig.
The wig is like, just imagine the shittest.
In my notes, it says shit wig.
Shittest wig you can ever think of. Shiny and just.
And it was a full fringe.
And
it was black.
And it was just the contrast with her. But I guess she wanted to look rough.
And she also wanted to. I mean, I don't think that they got a shit wig because she wanted to look rough. I think they got a shit wig. They just got a wig and it was a shit wig. I don't think that they were trying to. But
that rough look she was going for, she achieved.
Yeah.
But
flying colours.
I could have told them for free that was a woman in a wig. But I don't know if these guys. Anyways, guys are dumb.
Yeah, they don't know. And also, like, maybe she just wears wigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she puts on this wig, puts on some makeup. Her makeup was like red lipstick and like.
That's what it was, just literally red lipstick, innit?
Yeah. And she takes these pictures and sends them. And these pictures aren't particularly appealing. But listen, everybody has their flave, so.
Yeah.
So she starts getting responses like really, really quickly.
Like hella quickly.
Like we see the things like the inbox going up and up and up.
Yeah.
These like landlords are like on it. They want her. They want it.
And the fact that there was so many, and she did it all around the country, like all around the UK.
It wasn't just London. Yeah, it was crazy. So she arranges to meet with one of the landlords. This particular landlord's advert reads:
free accommodation for attractive female, 100% genuine offer. In return, I would like once a week an adult arrangement, just boyfriend, girlfriend stuff.
Adult arrangement.
Boyfriend and
girlfriend stuff.
Get yourself a girlfriend.
Boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. That is a plethora of things because that could be holding hands, that could be having sex, that could be not having sex.
That could be you giving me money.
That could be you giving me
paying
money.
my bills. I'll be like, oh, you want boyfriend and girlfriend stuff? Shoot, I'm transferring all my direct debits into your name.
Boy.
I'm telling you. But yeah, it's just weird because it's like he obviously wants the girlfriend experience, as we referenced when we did escorts.
Oh yeah,
he wants the girlfriend experience, but why not get a girlfriend? I understand that finding someone is difficult, but it cannot be then this is then the response. It's like an overreaction to a small problem.
But I also don't think that he really wants a girlfriend. I think that it's just like a marketing way.
I guess
it's like a way to market the offer.
So dumb.
I don't think that it's like, oh yeah, I really want a girlfriend. This is the easiest way to do it. I think it's like, I want to have sex with someone. I have something to give. Yeah, I have something to give, i.e. a room. Yeah. And like, okay, cool, just think about it. Like, don't think about it as if you're like getting a room for sex. Just think about you living with your boyfriend and you just have sex with him.
Do you know what? I'm so naive because I didn't even think of it that way.
Well, I was just like, two girls, one dog.
You can make this one girl, one dog. You don't.
What? Which girl?
So we meet him and his face is like blurred out, and I noticed there was a wedding ring on his finger.
Really, I didn't.
Did
see
you
that.
not see that?
I
noticed, and I was just like, I really wish there was more insight into his family situation because they never bring it up. But I noticed the wedding ring, so I was like, is his wife in on it? Does she just think that he brings in lodgers, but he secretly sleeps? Like, what is the?
Well, maybe he's
deal?
separated. Oh, but then why would he
wear
still
your
be
ring?
I guess some
ring,
people.
Ring.
Maybe
Men are the first to take off their rings. So if he, if he didn't have any sort of wife, he would get rid of that ring ASAP.
That is weird. Nah. There's one who's weirder to me that comes up later on, but we'll get there when we get there.
So she asks him to explain how things will work with this arrangement, and he basically says there's a log cabin at the end of the garden, which is where she will sleep. So I'm thinking him and his wife might have arranged to rent out this log cabin,
and then they stay in like the main house.
Yeah, but she probably doesn't know he's sneaking all off in there.
Whenever she works, he would. Oh, okay, right. So now you're making me a mistress.
Yeah. So this is all just speculation from the ring I've seen.
Yeah, of course.
Conjecture, I think.
Conjecture, Your Honor.
So the log cabin's at the end of the garden. That's where she sleeps. And once a week they'll get together, and he says, "Have a bit of fun."
Oh, hello.
So he also
open to interpretation.
He also says, "Nothing abnormal, nothing strange. I'm just a normal guy." And this is when I was just like, question mark. This is not normal guy. Normal guys don't advertise.
Is it normal guy behavior though? Isn't it normal guy behavior?
It's true.
I want sex. Here's something I can offer for it.
It's true. It's just like when a guy buys you a drink and then thinks he owns you for the night. It's true.
I mean,
maybe it is normal.
Is it not normal guy behavior?
Do you know what it is? I guess this is what guys do on an average, but the difference is, I guess this is so blatant you don't realize it's what guys do anyway, or like when they take you on dates and expect sex. It's the same. It's that exchange.
Do you know what? I was trying to find like if there was a trailer of this. So I went onto YouTube and then I found like a clip of it, and people in the comments, mainly guys, were like, oh, I don't see anything wrong with this. Like, basically, someone said something like, well, bare people said the same comment. They were like, oh, so basically marriage. They're like, is it not basically marriage? I don't see anything wrong with this. Well, if she doesn't want to do it, then she should just not go. Like, no one's forcing her to do it, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like the whole point of this documentary, because they get into the whole like law side of it, which I'm sure you get into in a second, but they just get into the whole like exploitative nature of it, and then the question of legality and also consent. So it reminded me of the episode that we did, Sex for Grades, where it was kind of like, can there be consent if there is a power dynamic?
And
there can't be, like, fundamentally. So it's kind of like, yes, they've agreed to, you know, this arrangement, this adult arrangement, but did they really have a choice?
Did she have another choice? Do you know what I mean?
Like, because that's the whole point of exploitation. Like, you have a one-up, like, you can leverage your power or my misfortune against me, and therefore have me make a decision that I feel is my only option. So it's like, so how can you not see anything wrong with that?
Men are scary, but do you know what it is? I think the patriarchy and misogyny is so ingrained in the fibre or in the fabric of society that, like, that's why we don't.
A lot of people don't see anything wrong with it. And even some of the girls themselves, right, didn't see anything wrong with it. It's always he was helping me out.
Yeah, but patriarchy doesn't stop with men. Women perpetrate that
of course,
just as much.
It's not a man thing. Yeah, it's not just a man thing.
Literally, it's not. It's just man created to favor men, but women uphold it as well. Because for me, I just feel like even the whole concept of like, oh, isn't that marriage? The reason why men think that that's marriage as well is then it goes back
because the women don't do shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm paying for this house, I'm working, you're basically just here having sex with me, and that's your purpose.
Literally, and that's the exchange.
Yeah, that's true, you know. I didn't even deep it like that. See?
Literally.
2 girls. Literally, like, that's, it's actually, it's crazy.
It's very scary. It's very, very scary.
Yeah.
So, Ellie, at this point, is getting a bit, like, jittery. and she decides to leave the meeting. So obviously when she leaves the meeting, she goes into a cabin, she meets up with the rest of the crew, and they're all asking her if she's all right. She's a bit teary-eyed, and she's just basically saying that she felt so nervous and intimidated, and she's just like, that was her knowing that
Undercover.
there were crew members and that she was safe. But she cannot imagine how the other women who went there on their own,
and this is their only option.
Mm-hmm. And this is their only option. It's very scary.
I feel like there's that, and it's like for you to have, because even when I see homeless people, it's the thought of like for you to have nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even sleep on someone's sofa. There was no one. Like that probably is a bigger burden on you than the fact that you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to live, and this is a good option. But that coupled with, this is literally my only option. I have nowhere else to go. It's
scary.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
No,
like,
I get what you mean.
That's
what the thing is that I can't understand that because I can't imagine being in that position.
Yeah, I mean, no one can imagine that they're there till they're there,
until they're there, literally. But it's a very scary, and that's why I mean, you must be like, I don't want to say rock bottom, but you must be in such a vulnerable, scary.
That's the word. You're vulnerable,
difficult,
and that's why it's exploitation.
For you to then feel like this is the option, like literally, this is what I
this
have
or nothing.
to do. Literally, it's scary.
Yeah.
So she gets a lot of replies and she's meeting all these people. We see like the fast forward thing through the weekend. We see her go.
Oh my god,
like,
I loved this bit, the montage.
Yeah, the montage.
It reminds me of like one of those like teen American movies where like someone goes on bad date after bad date after bad date.
That's not really teen American movie.
It reminds me of like a John Tucker Must Die kind of
vibe. Oh right,
Do you know what I mean? Like one of those like Mean Girl kind of movies, one of those like high school movies where they just go and it's a bad date and you don't see the person, you just see the guy sitting in front of them and it changes each time. Yeah. That's what this scene was like.
Well, I wouldn't say teen movie, more like
a rom-com.
Corny rom-com, yeah.
Yeah, corny rom-com.
Yeah. So we see the guys, but we don't really see them. I could tell a few of them were black from their hands.
No, I think one was black and one was like Asian.
Oh, really?
I reckon Asian.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Because you could tell from his like the way he was speaking. There was one that was kind of youngish.
Just their voice.
One of them was kind of youngish and he sounded black. The one that was like, oh yeah, I just want to fuck.
Yeah, I think
he was black.
Yeah.
Weakest link, bruv.
Anyways, somebody could be matching with that guy on Hinge right now, you know.
That's not my portion no more, boy.
So, she meets these guys, and basically the theme is of all these meetings, the one common thing they say is, I'm not weird, I'm just lonely.
Yeah.
Literally. And again, that's kind of like manipulation, because you on the other end will be thinking, oh, I need a place to stay. He's a decent guy, he's just lonely, just give him a bit of company in exchange for, it's what we all imagine the sugar daddy lifestyle to be like.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just go for
dinner. So the sugar is the room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the luxury you have to provide me for me to consider such.
Such what? The cooch?
Such an arrangement.
Oh, the spending time or the cooch?
Either or. If it's rent for sex and the room that you're giving me is like a shit room.
Oh.
And you want me to now be having sex with you.
Oh, I thought you meant the sugar daddy arrangement. Because I would go for a few dinners for a lot of cash.
I would. Oh, this sugar daddy thing. Like, I wouldn't mind having the dinner, giving you advice. You know, how was your day? You can just tell me how your day was. I can give you my opinions on that. Eat some foods. You pay me.
Do you remember escorts when she went on that date? How much did she make that night?
£600.
And he topped up.
He gave her even more, for the kiss, yeah.
Let's roll.
What's wrong with that?
Let's rock and roll. It's dinner. I've been going out for dinners with guys for free and spending more than I gained.
I'm here cooking for myself. Why should I suffer?
Telling you.
You didn't come to this life to suffer.
So Ellie basically says that after meeting these landlords, one thing she realised is that anybody could do this. So obviously you have this thing in your head of like, this is what a pervert or a paedophile or this or that. We all have like an impression of what like a paedophile or whatever pervert would look like. But she was like, this literally could be anybody. Like, it could be your dad, it could be your uncle, it could be your brother, it could be your neighbor, like, that does this. And that's what I mean by somebody's matching with that guy on Hinge, because you would not know that the person down it basically.
Yeah. And it's funny that she should mention it could be your dad, because one of the guys who I think is like top tier strange guy was like,
he said that the room's become available because it's his daughter's and she went to uni in September.
So you don't even think, what if somebody's doing this to my daughter?
I just think, and this is another thing that annoys me with this whole thing, because why does somebody, man or woman, why does somebody have to be attached to somebody? Why does someone have to be someone's relative for you to see them as a person? Or why does it have to be that could be your this or that could be your that for you to see them as a person?
But my whole thing is more that you actually have a daughter, so...
And they're going to be in your daughter's room.
Yeah. Does your daughter not come back for Christmas? Summer?
I was just.
It could be anybody. This reminds me. I don't know if you watch Bob's Burgers.
No, but you talk about it all the time.
Yeah, there's an episode of Bob's Burgers where the parents are like downstairs, and whilst they're gone, the kids change the burger of the day to like the paedophile burger, and it comes with the lollipop. And then the health inspector comes in and is like, "What the hell is this?" And then Bob's like, "Oh my gosh, like, what did you do?" He's like, "Did anybody order it?" And then like there's some guy in the corner who has like a bald spot in his head.
Oh, he's
like
a paedophile.
Yeah. And then Bob was like, "Yeah, don't deliver it to that guy. He looks like a paedophile." And it's just the whole thing of like, no people.
Person.
Yeah, but
that's what we've said. We've said in another episode, like the definition of a paedophile is someone who's attracted to children. Mm-hmm. Children being like under 18 or under whatever.
And anybody can be a paedophile.
And you don't have to be. I listened to a podcast and someone was like, "Oh yeah, but you're only a paedophile if you like act on it, right?" And it was like, no, you're a paedophile if you are attracted
to young kids. Yeah,
you're attracted. It's not like murder where like, oh, I'm only a murderer if I killed somebody.
Yeah.
No, you're a paedophile if you are attracted to kids.
Yeah.
So if you feel that way, you are a paedophile by definition.
Yeah.
If you're a grown man, you're 26 and you're dealing with 14-year-olds, you are by definition a paedophile.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And that's something you have to come to terms with because that's what you are. It's not like, oh yeah, but I don't, yeah, but it's still like I'm not weird though. You're a paedophile, bro.
Yeah.
Or sis.
Yeah, sis. I will post a picture of the Bob's Burger guy.
Please do, because I would like to see.
Yeah, you guys can.
If you could get the scene, I would like to see it. If you could get the scene, if you could like video, like screen record.
It's gonna be very. But I'll
How
try.
long is the scene?
Oh no, it's not long. It's just I was gonna do it on my phone.
You can screen record, innit?
Oh,
on YouTube.
No. Oh, if it's on YouTube, because Netflix and Amazon don't let you do that.
Yeah, you can't. It's black.
It's black.
I've tried.
They're very smart.
I don't know how they do that.
Technology.
I don't know how they do. Do you know what? I remember for Black is King, when Black is King came out, for my Instagram, I was trying to like screenshot all the eyewear looks to do for like my little Rate Celebrity eyewear thing. It wouldn't let you. It wouldn't let me it wouldn't let me. So I had to literally, when I was watching it, so I had to watch it twice. I had to like screenshot it on my Mac. Every look, I had to like screenshot it on my Mac, screenshot it.
So it works on the Mac, but it doesn't work on the phone.
Yeah. Oh. Because on your Mac, you can just screenshot. I couldn't video record it. Like I couldn't record it. But then it let me screenshot. Yeah, screenshot it on my Mac. So I had to like screenshot it, airdrop it to my phone, copy it. Yeah, it's like a long
I did not know that.
Fam, that video took me time. But yeah,
you
sorry.
Are too smart.
On we go.
I'll definitely post him so you.
Yeah, post it so you can see, please. I ain't seen it.
So yeah.
Oh, do you know another thing that annoyed me? Yeah, is like all these men out here that are doing this rent for sex. It's so annoying to me because they can afford to be landlords. I'm out here. I just want to buy a little property for myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna do rent for sex for anybody. I'm gonna use the property legally and lawfully. You know,
I might even fill it with some babies of my own.
Do you know what I mean? But no, ma'am, no sir. These are the ones that can afford to be landlords. No, I would be a great landlord.
I'm telling you. Yeah. So Ellie's now looking into the legal side of things because she's just like, this can't be legal. Like it's so wild that how does this just keep happening?
As in these adverts, it's not like it's on the dark web.
Yeah, it's literally on Craigslist. And guys,
I was gonna go on Craigslist, and but I was like, I don't want my history.
Yeah, I literally. But I
typed in Craigslist, and then I was like, oh shit. And then I just
typing in Craigslist alone is dodgy.
Yeah, but then I clicked on the Wikipedia article, so it's as if like, oh, I don't know what Craigslist was, and I was just checking because I was gonna go on it and type rent room for sex or whatever, just to see like if these adverts are still up.
Yeah.
Because this documentary is old. It's like from like 2 years ago, right? Yeah. So I was going to check, but then I was like, yeah, do you know, I'm not the investigative journalist. Let me chill. No one's going to come and say,
your FBI agent would have called all the other FBI agents and been like, code red,
and I was looking to move out, so I've been looking at apartments, innit? So imagine if I now had to check room for rent. Yeah, no.
No, but guys, can I just say, like, nothing good ever comes out of Craigslist.
Yeah, because they're murders. Those Craigslist murders, right?
They're Craigslist murders, rapes, that, dodgy deal. I don't know why people...
How is it still a thing? Yeah.
Why go on Craigslist?
Because it started when I did my Wikipedia search. I found out it was started in 1995, and it makes sense because I remember like loads of articles that you'd see like early 2000 Craigslist, loads of like bad things that had come from it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is crazy.
So she.
That's on our Instagram now, by the way. Yeah, if you don't know where it's from, we've been saying in every episode. You can go on our Instagram and look at it.
It's Candy Burst.
You can see where it's from.
So yeah, we learned this type of arrangement is considered solicitation and prostitution under the law.
Inciting prostitution.
Inciting prostitution under the law, and you could be sentenced to up to 7 years. Whew. But this is UK.
Yeah, when they say up to, I'm like, just take away, divide it by 2 and take it away.
Literally, like of the sentence, that person's getting like 9 months tops, or even suspended sentence or whatever it is in this country. Yeah.
What's that like, probation?
it's like,
I don't understand these law things, please.
I don't really know, but
I'm a civilian.
I think it's like you don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
should be
if you
a
lot
bit
know,
more
then let us
versed
know.
on this prison lifestyle.
Do you know what I just have? My next line in my notes. This wig.
She back with the wig. And she decides to meet up with a landlord who has had numerous women stay with him.
Prolific.
Yeah. In hopes that he'll put her in contact with one of the former tenants, which he had an arrangement with.
Oh, yeah.
And his particular flavour of arrangement is bed share. So it's not even that you're sharing a room. Sorry, it's not even
like
that you have a room that you can lock the door and have your own space. You must share a bed with this man.
That's crazy to me.
Oh, do you know, for me, sharing a bed is such an intimate thing. Like, I can't...
Yeah.
Do you not think so?
I do think so, but like I shared beds with bare of my friends.
No, but your friends, there's intimacy there.
Yeah,
not
there
sexual
is.
intimacy.
No. Well.
Mm.
There is. I get what you mean. You can't share a bed with anyone.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's actually very true.
Yeah, especially like, and at least
because to have
sleep.
sex with someone, there doesn't actually have to be intimacy there.
Yeah,
but to share a bed with someone,
it's right, because your bodies will touch in the night, and then yeah, I can be on the same bed with someone, fine, but for me to really sleep, because even sleeping, one thing I've only realized recently, sleeping like properly, like a refreshing deep sleep, you have to be comfortable.
Yeah,
like if you're not in a safe surrounding, you can't actually sleep.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I feel like sharing a bed is so intimate, because for me to sleep and be comfortable and really like share that bed, sleep. Yeah, then that's why. Yeah,
I think that arrangement was strange, because it's not just like, oh, like I want to...
Yeah, but this whole thing is strange.
No, it is strange, but of the strange things,
yeah,
this is by far the strangest.
I don't even know if strange as well. I just think this was the most intimidating, because it's one thing for you to have your own room and then to have that space and the guy lock the door. Even if you can't lock the door, at least you can hear the guy coming from his room to yours, so you can... But when you're sharing a bed, there's nothing stopping him, so it's a very intimidating situation. Because
it is.
Yeah,
you actually yeah. It's tense.
Horrible.
It's a tense
really,
night.
Really horrible. And men that do that know what they're doing when they do that. Like, you knew why you put her in your bed. And also then again, it's like, is it a 1-bedroom flat? I don't understand. Why would you I don't mean, so many questions.
Yeah, so many questions, so little answers.
So the process for him is the woman can come for the night. And she gets to keep on trial basis.
All right. Yeah.
And she gets to keep her pajamas on. Like, she's lucky enough that this time she doesn't have to take off her pajamas. Thank you for that.
So grateful, love.
So grateful, thanks.
Beloved.
And then in a week or so, they can have sex. And he says if she feels comfortable. But obviously, you know that it's not going to work that way, because we'll get into the psyche of this a bit more. But like, if the woman feels like she owes you, she knew what the advert was for, so she owes you. So obviously she's gonna give in to having sex with you quick, because she doesn't want to lose it.
That's what we were saying. It's not consent.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry if you think it's consent. It's actually not consent. It can't be.
Yeah. And also, like, people need to understand, just because somebody says yes to something, it doesn't always, or just because someone goes along with something, it doesn't always signal consent. Let me not say yes, because a lot of the rape stories I've heard from women, like directly, they haven't explicitly said no.
Yeah.
But a lot of that comes from, because when you're being sexually assaulted, you freeze in that moment. So you do not even have the will to say no. So it has to be body language.
Or even like in these situations. So even, what show was it? Okay, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah. There's this scene I always remember where Dennis and Mac are on the boat. I don't know, did you watch the show?
I've watched, like, I can't...
They were on the boat, right? Like a yacht. Sorry, boat sounds so like basic. They were on a yacht, and so they picked up these girls or whatever, and they were on the yacht. And then Dennis was kind of like, oh, so I've got this one, you've got that one. We're gonna like kind of move to them or whatever. And then he was just saying like, because we're in the middle of the ocean and stuff, so like they can't really say no. Obviously, if they say no, it's fine, but they won't really say no because they're in the ocean. They don't know what's going on. And then the way that show's really dark in it, but Mac was kind of like, okay, but you sound kind of creepy. And he's like, no, not creepy. Just obviously, if they say no, it's fine, but they're not gonna say no because they don't know what's going on. We're in the boat in the middle of the ocean. They don't. So it's just like that. It's kind of like you look at your surroundings. Yeah. I'm here. It's me and you. You are maybe more powerful than I am. You've given me this place to stay. Am I gonna say no? Can I say no?
Yeah.
And me saying yes, or me agreeing, is still not consent. I don't know how else to explain it.
I think it's like, I don't know if it's coercion or circumstantial consent or something like that, but
or both.
Like, but it's not consent. for me, the only way I can describe this is when you stripped an individual of all other options but to concede to your will.
Yeah.
That is not consent.
That's a very good way to put it, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, that was poet. You didn't even know it.
Oxford Dictionary, please, can you...
in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Holt is like, I'm a poet and I didn't even know I was rhyming those words.
Yeah, guys, seriously, I am like... Oh.
Yeah, no, well done for that.
Thanks.
You need to wheel it up.
But yeah, I can't remember what I just said, so I can't read it up again. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll rewind it.
But yeah.
No, but I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So that, and I think this is important for our male listeners as well, because I feel like there's nothing wrong with educating yourself. So I think there's a whole bunch of men who are like, I can do whatever I want with my penis, and if she didn't say no, it's fine. Then the other guys that really don't understand the grey areas of consent.
Yeah.
So that's just to tell you, like,
and I feel like it's okay to say that you're not sure.
Yeah, you're not sure. And it's also okay to admit that maybe along the way you've made mistakes, or you put women in uncomfortable situations. Yeah. And now you're learning.
It's like now you know that and you wouldn't do that again.
Exactly.
Or if your boy comes to say that he did that, you would then be like, yeah, okay, now
you can pattern it.
You can't, like, you can pattern it, exactly.
Yeah. So if you put a woman in a situation where she has no other choice but to then
concede to your will is what she said.
Because you've stripped her of all other options.
Because you stripped her
clink,
of
clink,
all
clink,
other
clink.
options. Clank, 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 bitch. This is what I'm saying. When you drink that Moscato from Moscato.life, yeah?
I'm telling you, you're smart. My IQ has increased by how many
units is this, bruv?
Fam.
It's increased by 1.7 units, bruv.
Einstein who?
Einstein where?
But yeah, guys, that's consent.
Yeah. That's not consent.
That's not consent, but consent is when the opposite is happening.
Amen.
Yeah. So, she decides so she asks him to link her up with one of his tenants, and she does it in a really smart way. She's like, oh, I just want to know if this is okay.
Like, I just want to kind of like references.
Yeah. And obviously he has his cock in his hand, like ready to go. So he's like, yeah, sure.
So stupid.
I have to balance out the smarts. I'll get you in contact with one of my former tenants. So she's chilling, and then she gets a text from the former tenant, the girl, and we're gonna call her Sarah for the purpose of this thing. So she decides she's going to meet with Sarah, but because this is actually a victim, she has to tell her that she's a journalist. So bearing in mind, none of the other landlords she's met know that she's on
cover with the shit wig.
So she tells her, and she's
like, her hair wasn't even all that, man. I was like, sis.
Even her natural hair, it was really thin, and it's like, she said, you don't wash it. It
wasn't even the thinness for me, because I've seen like white girls with thin hair, but it was the colour.
And also it was greasy.
I was just kind of like, sis, like, we're gonna have to do sort out the root, because roots should be roots. Roots shouldn't be halfway down your head. It's not an ombre. It's not roots. It's not highlights. What is it?
What is it? Yeah, I guess the documentary was stressing her, so she didn't have time to sort that out.
That hair had been growing for a while.
The wig, I don't know which one was...
No, the hair was definitely better than the wig.
Okay.
Her hair was definitely better than the wig.
But not by miles.
Anonymity, yeah.
Not by miles.
By centimetres.
Yeah. So, she agrees to... Sarah, the tenant, agrees to talk after finding out that Ellie is
I wonder how that conversation went.
Yeah. I can imagine how it went, actually. But yeah. So Sarah explains that she was essentially... So obviously she's... Before we get there, so they go to the car to talk, and Ellie is basically like, how did you find yourself in this situation? Mm-hmm. So Sarah explains that she was essentially homeless, that her dad had been beating her, and then she ran away from home. And I have a lot of like comments about parents and stuff pertaining to this particular subject. But the one thing I will say is I will never understand how you can bring a child into this world, mistreat them, and sleep at night knowing your child is out there suffering. Like, that is...
I don't get it, because none of us asked to be here.
Literally.
So if you went on it, there were other options.
Yeah, and I know this has come from a grown woman who basically still breastfeeds, but I honestly will say, as pampered and as cushioned as I've been, I think, I'm not saying every child needs to be like that, but for you to put your child in a position where they're on the streets.
Yeah. And this is what I mean by, like, having nowhere to go, as in... Parents you can't go to, like, I get not being able to go to friends because like maybe their situations whatever but like not having parents that are alive and not being able to go to them,
it's worse than having parents
that is dead. I think that must take a toll on you already, let alone the fact that like it's like, okay, now I need to focus right now on the fact that I don't have anywhere to live, but like the underlying stress and sadness is like my parents actually don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they sleep fine, they live a life fine knowing that I'm not good. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So she said she saw an advert which was room in exchange for labour.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay, fine. She probably thought it was like domestic labour.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, fine. And it wasn't until she got to the house that she saw that she'd be sharing a bed with this guy. And she was like, something.
Oh yeah, I forgot this was the share a bed guy. Yeah.
This is off. And she felt uncomfortable. And this is the key thing. She says, but given her circumstances, she stayed.
Mm-hmm. After a couple of days, he sort of said, when are we going to be intimate? So I always told him, like, I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. It didn't stop him from trying. He still kept on trying.
So he would touch her in the night and she felt paralysed. Like, he never raped her. And she said she was happy for that and thankful for that.
Well, thank you so much, Fish, for swimming.
Thank you. Literally, like, he didn't rape her, but he would touch her and he would try. So now Ellie wants to essentially see what Craigslist are doing about these ads. So she starts flagging them because she wants to see...
reporting them and stuff.
What response she would get. So then, as she's doing all this, she sees an 18-year-old girl who is now doing the flip side. She's advertising her own self for tenancy in exchange for sex. So Ellie contacts her and arranges a meet. So I'm not going to say anything about looks, but you lot can watch it and then comment and say what you think about the picture versus the person. But guys, let's just stop like over editing our pictures. That's what I'll say. So she meets this woman and she obviously asks her also like why she's found herself in this situation.
How old is this one again? She's 18.
But think about it now, she looked older than 18.
What, in person?
Yeah.
In her picture she looked young, I think.
So yeah. So I think we've said all the sedibles.
All the sedibles have been said.
They've been said. So Ellie asks her why she's homeless, essentially. If not ask why I'm homeless back, because I don't got no home. Like, the fuck? The fuck you think homeless means?
Bitch!
Homeful? I am homeless. But yeah. So she said basically she was dating a guy who was much older and...
When she was 14, right?
Yeah, and she got kicked out. So she's been doing this for 4 years now. So
that's what I thought. I was like, rah. You got kicked out at 14 and you're 18.
But you know, when I was...
When did you do your GCSEs?
When I was younger and I would hear 14, I think, oh, so grown, like, leave her alone, she knows what she's doing. Because I have younger siblings as well and I've seen them at that age, or even when I think back to myself at 14, you don't have a... Like, you do not know what you're doing. What are you...
When I see patients that are 14, like, okay, so for now, yeah, when I see, so in my head, I'm 21. Like, that's just the age that I am. Like, whenever someone asks me how old I am, I just think I'm 21. Like, I don't know, I'm stuck on 21, I don't know why. But then I see someone who's born in 2000 and they're 20, and I'm just like, rah, like...
I am not 21.
I can't be 21. If you were born in 2000, I can't be 21.
That's so scary. Even my sister, she was born in 2000. I cannot believe people who were born in, like, the 2000s are in their 20s.
They're adults.
It's very creepy.
Because when we were 20, we knew what we were doing. We felt like we did. We felt like we were grown.
You feel like you do, but you're not grown.
Yeah, but you feel like you are.
Yeah.
At every point in your life from now, you feel like you're grown.
Yeah, but then when you look with hindsight, you realise you were
But at 20, you don't have hindsight. Your hindsight is 14. And so you feel like you know what you're doing and you're grown.
No, but yeah, 14. And anyways, I don't know her family dynamic, but what was your 14-year-old doing dating an older guy in the first place anyways?
You know you could do what you like at 14. I'm sure you had better things that you was doing and your parents didn't know about when you were 14.
You know how I is.
I had a whole hood boyfriend when I was like 14. He was hood. Okay. He was hood. He got stabbed.
Okay, we need to discuss this offline. Can we take this offline?
Take this offline.
Learn something new about your mates every day.
Trust me, daddy.
But
parents don't know that.
So Ellie asks her if she'd really take up tenancy for sex, which is a dumb question because she's posted the ads. Obviously, she would do it.
Yeah.
So this girl says,
yes and no. I'm hoping after I get a job sorted out that I can get my own place. But if I can't and my life carries on like this, it's going to have to be something that I take up. That I feel that's my only option because the council hasn't helped me. Nobody else has helped me.
And that's why it's just so sad.
Oh my gosh, I just itched my arm.
Yeah.
And I felt a plaster and I thought it was my skin and I was like, what is going on
with my
skin?
You got a plaster?
Yes, I got my flu jab today. Guys getting flu jab.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to get mine.
I saw some stupid tweet where the guy was like, how don't get flu jabs this year, they're laced with COVID.
Laced.
And I was just like...
I'm sorry, but all flu jabs are laced with the vaccine because it's a flu jab.
do you know, like, I've only just realised how much I hate when people spread misinformation.
Yeah,
and there were people responding and, like, like agreeing with him.
It's so easy.
They were like, oh, like, have you ever noticed how like after you take the flu jab you get sick?
Yeah, because you're supposed to.
Fam.
Because it's the vaccine.
Fam.
It's like, can you just educate yourself and then have an opinion?
Exactly.
I feel like everyone is like, oh, I have an opinion, but your opinion is not valid because you're misinformed or
Fam.
uninformed.
Or
And so
so it's just like you wake up in the morning and you talk.
It's like me saying like, oh, I just feel like the flowers grow from
your ass.
Your ass, yeah, because that's how I feel. It's my opinion, but it's my opinion.
Stop spreading misinformation, guys. Get your flu jab so you know whether you're dealing with the flu or COVID. Please, it's critical. People die from the flu as well, so more people that are flu jabbed, the better.
Be flu jabbed.
You won't, did you say?
I said be flu jabbed.
Yeah.
Jabbed is way. Get vaccinated.
Be vaccinated.
I need to actually. I'll do it at work.
Yeah. So back to this. I felt really sad when I heard the council, because the council hadn't helped me. Because what the fuck are we paying taxes for?
Yeah.
Literally. And this just makes you think, like, especially with our current government, like, we do so much, tax so heavily. Mm-hmm. What are we paying taxes for when young women from the age of 14 are sofa surfing and then having to sell themselves for accommodation? What? And this is what happens when you have the breakdown of like a government and there's so many gaps in the social services missed out, because then people step in and people don't always have the best intentions.
Yeah. Like,
now there's some guy that wants to have sex that's exploiting this young girl.
And this is, I think, a really good point to make, because a lot of the girls, well, I say a lot of, they interview too, but they talk about how these guys are like helping them and helping them and helping them. And I think that we need to discuss the difference between help and exploitation. Yeah. Because help is, I see you're in need and I want to do something to assist you or to make life less difficult for you. That's help. That's not because I'm expecting something in return. A lot of the YouTube comments that I saw were like, yeah, but he's helping you out, so why would you blah, 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 blah. That's not helping me out.
Exploitation is, I see you in a rough spot. I want to gain something and I can gain it from you because you're in this rough spot, so I will take advantage.
Exactly.
And even like she goes on to say, because she was asked if she thinks this is fine, and she says that it's a fair situation because for her, they're giving her what she needs, which is a roof over her head, and
she's giving her something in return.
And taking care of her. So she will take care of them in the way that they need taking care of. And it's very scary because...
But then that's that. See, so that in my head is like when you think of a relationship, yeah? Like, I'm doing this for you because you like it and I know that you like it. You're doing this for me because I like it and know that I like it. Willingly. I don't have to do this and nothing would really change. Do you get what I mean? But like, I'm doing this for you. She's describing a relationship, but what she is experiencing or what she would experience is not that. It's actually exploitation. It's not you're not helping me. I'm doing it for you because I see you need
help
to do
is,
it.
oh, let me give you a place to stay for
it's not for something,
whilst you focus on finding a job and you can sign it all to you.
Yeah.
Not you can stay here rent free but
do this for me.
Yeah, blowjobs and sex.
Because I think even if it were a thing where it's like, okay, cool, I want you to look after my kitten when I'm home, right? Cool. That's not as
exploitative.
Yeah, as sex, right? Because I think that inciting prostitution is like a great charge because that's what you're doing, right? And I think because these people, I guess men and women, whoever's in these situations, is seeing it as these people are helping them, taking care of them, as they put it. You don't see it as a crime. So why would I report something I don't think is a crime? And then maybe I feel guilty because I've done whatever it is. And that's why the investigative journalist is the best person to report these things, because it's like, look, this is what had happened. This is what would have happened. Yes. When you lived in that situation, you've been in that situation. Okay, so you've been charged for inciting prostitution. Am I now going to get charged for prostitution?
Yeah. And we touch on that theme as well. Because Ellie takes her to Acorn. No,
Acorn's the other one.
Yeah. Ellie takes her to a charity, and they meet with a lady called Angela. Angela's so beautiful. And they meet with this lady called Angela, and she works for the charity that helps people find housing. So basically, she's told that Ellie should be entitled to emergency housing. And Angela also said she's never seen a woman report any of these arrangements. And it needs to be addressed on a high level. But it goes back to that whole thing of they don't report because they are
feel
afraid
they're
of
complicit.
Yeah, exactly. And some of these women are in rough spots themselves. So they could be involved in other things.
Yeah, who's got time to report to the police? What address am I going to give you, fam?
So Ellie finds Acorn. And this is a group that is taking this seriously.
It's the Newcastle one.
Yeah.
I love a Geordie accent.
And is very focused on this issue. So they've actually set up a sting to meet a landlord. They rented out the whole, and I wonder where they get funding from, because they've got like a whole crew. They rented out the whole cafe.
Yeah, they rented out the whole cafe. That's so lit because like everyone's in on it.
Yeah, and he walks in like an idiot, just thinking like,
He's so Geordie.
So he walks in, and I could just tell he is the kind of guy that if you go on a date with him and he steps out of the car, his ass crack would show.
Yeah.
That is his vibe. But guys, if you know that vibe,
No, but even if he's like on the
vibe.
bus and he stands up.
Yeah, then you'll see his ass crack.
Yeah.
Basically, like somehow
he's like a football
his
hooligan
crack,
as well.
Yeah, his crack will always be on show. That is his vibe.
Unannounced,
like,
bruv.
Serious ick. I got ick. I couldn't even see his face, and I got the ick.
Yeah.
So basically, he sits down and they tell him that this is a sting. And he also jumps in to ask him questions. So basically, he like runs out and then he runs back in. It was like the Maury show.
Minus all the cameras.
In the case of Jedediah, you are not the father. So he comes back and they ask him why he does what he does. And he says...
This whole conversation was jarring as hell.
So jarring. I really had to summarize it because I could not be asked. He says...
It's not just about sex.
Yeah.
It's about companionship. You know what I mean? So... The way I say it is, I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't know it was against the law.
So again, and this is what I mean about misogyny being ingrained and patriarchy into the fibre of society, because it's so far gone, people don't even realise that when you're doing this is wrong. Like, I see this shit and I'm like, red flag, red flag. Like, if I imagine you meet a guy on Hinge, you really like him, you go on a few dates, everything's good, you go back to his house one night, you'll have sex. He's in the shower. You're like, oh shit, I need to check something on my laptop. I mean, it's ridiculous because we have our phones now.
Yeah.
But you open his laptop, log in, or it's just unlocked. And you see him posting a Craigslist advert talking about somebody move into my house and have sex with me. Is that not an immediate red flag?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So what I mean is that it's so shocking to me that how men don't even see this as
that it
like...
could be wrong.
That it could be wrong.
That is mad to me, yeah. But that wasn't really, like, I was just kind of like, okay, cool, this is just how it is. He doesn't, in his head, nothing is wrong. He doesn't know how it's wrong. And I'm very much of the opinion that, okay, you don't know that it's wrong. I think you're fucking dumb for not knowing that it's wrong. But now that we've established that you didn't know that it was wrong, okay, cool. The woman says to him,
now you know that it's against the law, you will do it because you don't want to break the law.
But not in the perception of just asking for sex. What do you think I've done wrong? Apart from asking for sex.
basically he doesn't get it. Like, the long story short is that he doesn't get it. He says something like, it's not like I'm raping the girl. Like, when you you know, you force yourself. No. And she says no, you can't force yourself on that. And I feel like people don't understand that, like, rape is not just violently attacking a woman or somebody or whatever. Like, he just did it. That conversation was like, so I was just so disheartened by the end of it, because I was like, you've learned absolutely nothing,
literally. And he will definitely be
doing it again, definitely.
But this is what I mean, and I just feel like there needs to be more stuff around consent being taught in schools, because I remember when I was doing PSHE,
I didn't know what they call it now.
Yeah,
but I had a PS. Yeah, it was like PSCHE, PSHE. I think it was PSCHE, and then they dropped the C for some reason. I don't know. But yeah.
But I remember when we were doing it. First of all, like, your parents had to sign a consent thing. I think they should scrap that. Every kid needs to know. Mm-hmm. Second of all, it was never about consent. It was just, I remember it being about, like, sex, how kids were born. Periods. And then there was literally, like, we watched a birthing video once. And yeah, that was all the way crazy.
Lord.
We literally watched, it was a video of different types of births as well. Like, water birth, this birth, that birth. And we were like, oh, that's so gross. And not much has changed. Still feel the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never remember learning about consent.
Same.
I never remember understanding, like, consent. I remember for a long time growing up just thinking, like, oh, like, if you're married and your husband wants sex, then you're supposed to have. Yeah, you're supposed to.
It was never really about, for me, it was like, you get married, then you have sex with your husband.
And I remember even thinking, there was a period in my life where I was like, oh, I wanted to wait till marriage. Mm-hmm. Not that I am not who I am. Yeah. Who knows? But I remember thinking I wanted to wait till marriage, and I was like, okay, if I want to wait till marriage, obviously, like, guys have needs, so they're not going to be able to wait. So if he wants to have sex with someone else, it's fine.
Then, like, it's my fault. Like,
whatever. Like, as long as. So many warped things that come from lack of conversation, lack of education, lack of understanding. I remember even thinking, there's something I thought about consent as well. Oh, like even like when I was much, much younger and you'd hear all these stories, because you know your parents would tell you stuff like, oh, don't go here, don't go there, it's not safe. So you'd hear like stories of things and you'd be like, oh, well, maybe she shouldn't have gone there.
Yeah.
Or she
What
shouldn't
was
have
she
worn
wearing?
this. Or with stuff that we're... And my parents were never, what were you wearing kind of thing. They would always say like, dress decently because this is what no parent wants to see you with your tits out. But it's just stuff you hear from society or comments people make, or even not just in the diaspora, like even some white people think that way as well, like what you wear and where you go and
Yeah,
so
it's the everyone thing.
It's misogyny. That is the one language all races speak kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there needs to be more education about...
I think with consent. I like, so when I see children at work, I always try and make it a point to speak to them.
Yeah.
And I'll say to them, hey, my name is whatever, like I'm going to be doing your eye test today. Is that okay? And then if they're like, no, I'm like, okay, why not? Like, what's wrong? Oh, I'm scared or whatever. Or most times they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Every little thing I do, like, okay, I'm going to put these on for you now. Is that okay?
Consent, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do this for you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you need to, and even with my children, like, it's going to be a thing where it's like, okay, I'm going to hug you now. Is that okay? Like, I remember, I don't know what I was watching, but seeing like a parent like say like, I like to like ask permission from my kids to be in their space. Like, I get there has to be a degree because your child is not your friend, and at the end of the day they're still a child, and like to some extent you know better than they know, but they are themselves and they need to have autonomy over their bodies. And it's like, if my mom is asking me, can I hug you, or is this okay, or whatever, if a stranger comes up to me now, or a teacher or someone who's an auntie or an uncle that I'm cool and is doing the most, even my mum doesn't do this, I'm not going to be comfortable with you. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like it's like you said, like it starts at home. So it's like before the misogyny can penetrate, because that's obviously going to happen because of what the world is like, we need to give them like a leg up and like give them autonomy. Like, I just want my children to have autonomy, to be like, this is my body, and I do with it what I want. I have ownership over my body. Do you get what I mean?
It's true, 100%.
And my actions and what I want to do. So
it's crazy.
It's
crazy,
honestly. But that Geordie guy, he didn't learn anything.
Yeah,
and they should have even shown his face, because he's gonna go and do it again.
So we're nearing the end of the documentary now, and basically after flagging
So guys, that was my
battle
can, my empty can.
After flagging the Rent for Sex ads, Ellie sees out of the 20 she flagged, only 2 have been removed.
And they probably were removed because people had replied to the ads.
Trust me, and they probably put them back on, probably suspended adverts, if anything. And basically her conclusion is that... Clara legislation needs to be put together, and more, we need to know who the onus is on. All this wishy-washy, this person, that person, it needs to be clear who has an onus on this, because it's a problem. And that was the end of the documentary.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I agree, because I didn't know about this problem till this documentary, and I watched it years ago, but I didn't know
about
that this was a thing. Like, I mean, nothing under the sun isn't a thing. Like, anything you can think of, somebody's doing or done.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know that this was a really, really, like... It's just... Do you know what? I just think about how many people you walk past on the street, you see on the... Well, pre-COVID, you see on the bus or the tube or whatever, and you think, oh, that's just a normal person. Meanwhile, they're either trying to get people to live in their house for sex...
Or they're eating them.
Or they're eating them. Or they're living in a situation that... I remember there's this video on Twitter floating around now where the woman is sat on a chair, and then there's this guy in the kitchen wearing boxers and he has a collar on. And then she's like, she calls him like a dog or something, and he crawls to her.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, you're not on anything
I'm not on anything anymore.
And he's like, yes, mistress. And somebody commented and was like, this is somebody's manager. And he looked like any like typical white guy.
Anyone is anything,
That's somebody's manager. Like,
it's
you
true.
see him floating around on the... Oh,
that's why I just feel like you don't need to hold anyone in high esteem, man.
Yeah.
You don't need to hold anyone in high regard.
Humans are so disappointing.
Yeah, honestly. So disappointing. Like, literally live your best life and do what you and God are cool with, boy.
That's the conclusion of this. Humans are disappointing.
Disappointing as hell.
So what are we doing next?
Next we are doing, what is it called? Catch Her If You Can. It's a BBC documentary about Mariam Mola. Before you listen to this one, guys, make sure you listen to our first ever episode, actually, the SPAC Nation one,
Yeah.
because Mariam Mola was also featured in that documentary.
one, so give you context.
Yeah, so this almost like that was like the first one, and then now we're delving deeper into Mariam Mola. Maybe they'll do one about the other guy, the one that you said is not buff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it would be really interesting to see what they say on that. I'm going to actually try and watch it. I might watch it tonight.
I will not be.
But yeah, just to kind of watch it first time and see what it's like. It's half an hour.
But guys, you can catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at 2girls1doc.
Yes, where can we find you, baby girl?
You can find me at 4ends with 2_ Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm on Instagram and Twitter, kind of, guys. I'm just not enjoying social media at the moment, so I'm not really on it. But yeah,
But still follow her in preparation for when she's back.
Oh yeah, I'm at BD on eyewear, and also BDonEyewear.com. I never say that, but yeah. I'm actually probably gonna like write posts and like post on there.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to do it on socials. But yeah, so yeah, guys, hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to use our discount code 2G1D on Moscato.life for some lockdown wine. Tell a friend. Yeah, guys.
Drink away your sorrows.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, the trailer.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, what is
You've
wrong
been
with
forgetting.
us? Do you know,
You always say trailer. That's
I'm not here. My head is not here. But yeah, the trailer is coming now.
Thank you. I need to burp.
When I was 16 years old, I was very ambitious. And I'm from the McDonald's generation. We want everything so fast. We want to be on social media. We want everybody to like us on Instagram. We want to be on Twitter. We want to just do everything so quick. I was working every hour under the sun. And I said, I can't do this anymore. And I started hanging around with people that you shouldn't really hang around with. And I fell on the wayside. My name is Mario. And whatever I put my name on, I must have the most respect for myself. I'm gonna raise myself first.
Guys, we're literally getting spoiled today. Is that video? Yeah. You look so pretty though. Guys, look how stylish she is.
She's got money, she's got businesses, she is a boss, and I want to be that.
Do you know that's not even her real name? Do you know her background?
The first time I went to prison, I was 14 years old. The second time I went to prison, I was 17 years old. The third time I went to prison, I think I was 19.
This woman is a scammer, and you're all falling for it.
Guess what, guys? Hear me. I did the crime, I paid the time, and I paid every penny back.
No, you didn't.
Living with Mariam is like your best dream and your worst nightmare. You don't even realize like all the crazy things you do for her. If skills of manipulation aren't the biggest sign of a cult leader, then I do not know what is.
I got a lot of diamonds on my hands and feet.
I thought you can sing.
But I'm still Maisha from up the street. She's still Maisha. No? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, no.
Wow. Boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion. Boys, we are the boys in motion. I'm doing the dance. We give you our devotion.
I don't
They
think we
make
can
you
add this
feel
to the
alright.
Spotify playlist. Guys.
I can feel the rhythm of my heart.
Okay, I
Remember
remember that one.
You don't remember I'm just a simple girl.
No, you can sing it like 50 million times. I wouldn't remember.
Okay, my bad.
Sods.